Hey, what's up, guys? Just finishing up at Saints today, Saturday. This is another episode of The Dot presented by Matt Powers Auto Group. Kind of the two little headlines based off of availability. Really aren't headlines at all. Derek Carr is going to be out and Spencer Rattler is going to start on Monday night. That's been the expectation the whole entire week. And then Alvin Kamara is also out. Now, I know that there's been some reporting saying that both those guys aren't going to come back this season. I don't think that's necessarily absolutely the case yet. Could ultimately end up proving true, but I don't know that is written that way right now, especially in the case of Alvin. I know that there's an effort to try to get back before the end of the season. We'll see if the body cooperates, and then with Derek, it's just going to be on that hand cooperating with him. But I'm excited to be able to see Spencer Rattler play in this game. I think the odds are tough, given just kind of the state of the roster right now. Like I said a couple days ago, no available offensive starters at skill positions going into this game. You got your tight ends, but if you're counting Taysom as tight end one, they're all gone. No Olave, no Shaheed, no Alvin, no Taysom Hill. That's kind of an insane place to kind of exist. And Rattler's going to have to try to overcome it. And I like the challenge, though, because if he plays well in this game, like, it becomes undeniable. And that's really kind of the point of this right now, isn't it? That, like, you want to see people get some opportunities and do something to where you aren't saying in March, April, May, well, maybe we saw this and we think, and you want it to be something undeniable. And you want to know that Spencer Rattler can be a starter in the NFL. You want to know that Kendre Miller can step up and be a running back one if need be. Now, he isn't in that type of situation because Alvin's going to be back next season. But you want to know. You want to see it in these games. You want to know that Bub Means, and we aren't going to see Bub Means again this season, but if we did, you want to know that he can be the guy. And you just want these tests. And I don't know that you're getting, like, undeniable answers in 1 week, but man, if Spencer Rattler goes up to Green Bay and he cooks with a bunch of backups, MVS is battling an injury too, so like there could be even more adversity there. If he goes up there and he cooks in late December against a top 10 defense in pretty much every single metric, that is borderline undeniable. Like, that is evidence that is at least extremely, extremely strong. And that's what we're looking for in these moments. You want to know who Spencer Rattler is. Well, damn it, like, you go up there and you do this thing, like, we know. Like, it becomes hard to think anything else. So I'm extremely excited to see this. I think it's going to be hard. I think last time I looked, it was like 13.5-point favorites. That didn't seem outlandish to me. I think it's going to be really, really hard for this team. But if he does it, something. And then I think at that point, if he cooks, at that point it becomes really interesting if Derek Carr gets himself ready for that Raiders game. Like, it becomes really, really interesting at that point. And I think there'd be some uncomfortable conversations. I think that if Rattler kills him, like, I don't see how you go away from him at that point. And I think that you would just kind of have to slow things down a little bit, and that doesn't close the door on Derek coming back against Tampa. I think it would then be like contingent. But if he kills it against Green Bay, you have to give him another start. I don't think you have another option. You can't. Like, for the health of the franchise, you can't. Because the greatest thing to happen here would be, and again, I think we're getting way ahead of ourselves even talking about this stuff, because I think there is a lot to prove, and I'm not comfortable going there off a good second half. But I mean, the best thing for the franchise is if Spencer Rattler is the real deal, and you got to find out. If you have a chance to find out, you have to find out. So we're going to see what it is this week. He talked today. I mean, you just love everything about the dude, like the way he talks, the way he carries himself, his confidence, the way he thinks about things. He's that guy. Like, he is, like, just in the way he carries himself. He gives you confidence because he is confident. And I think he plays confident too. In the pocket, like, that guy in the pocket is incredible. the way he manages it. I asked him a bunch of questions about it today. Just kind of the way his feel for it, the way he navigates it, the way he thinks about it. Like, he isn't going to get overwhelmed by anything. He isn't going to get overwhelmed by a moment in the game. He isn't going to get overwhelmed by having the opportunity to prove himself. He isn't going to get overwhelmed by pass rush or someone closing in or hitting him as he's trying to throw. Like, all that stuff is just, you know, it's second nature to him. Like, he's cool in all those moments. Now, you got to go out there and you got to translate. One of my favorite moments from this press conference today was he got asked about like his completion percentage, and he basically said, like, throw that shit out. Like, you know, he isn't even thinking about it. You know, some throwaways, some, you know, some this, some that. Like, none of that stuff is bothering him. And, like, the fact that he kind of, like, snipped back at that, like, you kind of love to see that a little bit. You know, it kind of shows you the competitor in him, and that, you know, it just I liked it. Like, I just like the way he carries himself. Again, we'll see how it looks on the field, but really liked all that stuff. I thought it was cool hearing him talk about Eric McCoy today too, just about how much of a general McCoy is on the field, and how much he's able to help kind of calm everything down, and just the presence he brings. And I think we've all seen the impact that Eric McCoy has on this team. Like, the before and after without him was stark. And Spencer just saying it kind of just amplifies that kind of messaging. But, like, there's an argument to be made that him being out is, like, the biggest loss for the whole entire offense, because they really have, like, fallen apart without him, and they found ways to overcome with other guys. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be fascinating. I think it's going to be a tough test. If Jair Alexander plays, it becomes even tougher. If MVS doesn't play, it becomes even tougher. Rizzy said MVS is going to get up there tomorrow and kind of test it out. They're going to go through a walkthrough, kind of see where he's at. Then you have until Monday night to figure it out. So there's still a little bit of time there. He's dealing with some illness, so, like, the illness has kind of pushed back his rehab a little bit. So he was back at practice today as an observer, so that's a good thing. So that means he's going to be able to attack that rehab again. But that's going to be a huge thing going in, and given where they're at now, I mean, that's the only guy that really has a possibility of playing. So it's the biggest injury situation on the team right now. And if you take him off the field, I think it becomes just really hard. Mason Tipton, then, I think, is probably getting some snaps. He's been a healthy scratch the last couple of weeks. You'd have Kevin Austin Jr., Cedric Wilson, and Pettis. So that, as you're judging a quarterback, Rattler still really has not had a start that has anything even close to something being advantageous. So if he finds a way to overcome this, I mean, that's saying something. So we're going to see how it looks on Monday night. We're heading up there tomorrow. We'll have all the coverage, all that stuff. We're not going to do a post-game show. We're going to do a show Monday afternoon, so be on the lookout for that. Got a story on Rattler coming up on the site. But that's it. We're going to see it, and we're going to see how it goes. See how they handle the cold, all that stuff. But you got to sign up for NOF. Make sure you do that. Got the holiday subscriptions, too. You can give it as a gift. It'll email it. Nice little thing. If you forgot a gift, it's a great one to get. If you're looking to just add a gift to somebody, it's a great one to get. Use the code NOF, 20% off that payment. And if you want to sign up yourself, sign up, man. We need the support. We really do. So if you're enjoying all the stuff we're doing, sign up. Off-season stuff's going to be even better. Got the coaching search coming up. Put a story up yesterday talking about some of the stuff we've been hearing, the buzz on the coaching search, all that stuff. So that stuff is going to start getting louder and louder moving forward. But that's going to do it for this episode of The Dot. If you're still watching this, just know that I love you and really appreciate you supporting the video all the way to the end, because that means you're supporting everything. So talk to you guys later. Make sure you're ready for Christmas.